Hey guys, how we doing? So I did a bad job in my last video on explaining what happened. Mr. Philip, the guy with the great big Belgium horses, he slipped in and took first, and Gus and Boom came in second behind him. And I forget the gentleman's name. Sorry, I'm terrible with names. A gentleman with a pair of mules was somewhere, in third. Um, Everybody did a really good job. I want to read this to y'all real quick. Well, I can't find it. Basically, one another mule teamster. I was messaging with him, and he wrote and said if there was a teamster reward, it would go to the guy with the Belgium and Pertron team, meaning Mr. James. He said he knew how to sell him up. He knew when to call him off, call it quits, and he just did such a nice job driving. That's true. I totally agree with that. First place is cool and everything. I tell you something else that Mr. James that strikes me about him is he's just happy with his working his horses. His horses are happy. He's happy, and you know what? He's already a winner. He doesn't need a trophy. He doesn't need other people's approval. Whatever. He's just he's happy with what he has. That's if you're there, how much? I mean, you've already won. You know. So anyway, that was a cool message. I totally agree with it. All right, so I got this comment, and as soon as I find it, and I get these. So it isn't, I'm not really only responding to just this one. I'm kind of responding to um, multiple multiple of these comments, but this in case they asked me how do you feel react when you encounter any animal, horse, donkey, mule, pony at those gatherings that you can assess as being mistreated, abused? I have experience with Amish horse owners. It's unsettling. All right, let's get into a rant. I'm going to try to be civil. If I'm not civil, I do apologize. How do I feel slash react? There is no reaction. Unless something is really horrible happening in front of me, there is no reaction. So, how do I feel? As little as possible. Uh, my feelings don't matter. And people ask me how you get Gus and Boom so good, this, that, the other. This right here is a big key. I am, if I feel like hitting my horse, if I'm having a bad day, my horse is a little something wrong, and I feel like just hitting my horse, it ain't gonna happen. My feelings don't matter. If I'm busy, I'm tired, I got my mind on other things, my horse does something bad and needs a correction, and I do not want to fool with it, I'm going to fool with it. My feelings do not matter. If you want to get to be a better horseman, you write that down. It's not about me. It's not about you. All right, let's go on here. That's for my own animals. Um, Gatherings that you can assess has been mistreated, abused. I'm not God. I have a hard time assessing. I have a hard time reading, assessing my own animals that I know really well, that I've worked with for years. Day in day out, thousands and thousands of reps. Year in year out. I'm going to make some bad calls, and it's my job to minimize those as much as possible. Also, I'm not so arrogant. I can just look at that animal and know, and I don't know if the animal's been deprived of its oxygen at birth and it's mentally just not right. I don't know if that animal was abused by someone else and this person's brought this animal a long ways. Still is kind of messed up, but it's brought this animal a long ways and bring this animal out and doing stuff with it, and is doing a really good job with it. And I'm thinking, I can sit back like a snob and say, "Oh, this person's abusing their animal or whatever." I don't know the story. I wasn't there. It's none of my business. I have two animals. I have Gus and Boom. That's where my responsibility begins, and that's where my responsibility ends when it comes to animals. Okay? I can walk around every single day, every minute of every single day for the rest of my life, pointing my finger and trying to find somebody that isn't doing a better job than me and looking down on them and pointing my finger at them and do my animals no good, do no one in my life no good, and change no one's mind, do absolutely no good, and completely waste the rest of my life. Completely feasible for me to do that. God has not given me every animal underneath the sun. God's given me certain animals, and that's where my responsibility begins, and that's where my responsibility ends. If God gives me more animals, that's where my responsibility begins. And when I die, they die, I sell them, whatever, that's where my responsibility ends. I am acutely aware that I am not God, and it's not my responsibility to go around righting every wrong inside the world. Do I like the way everybody treats their animals? No. Do I have my very strong opinions about things? Yes. Do I am not so delusional or stupid as to think it's my business and my place to go around correcting, or even me thinking that I know how to correct, or I mean, I'm just not that big of an arrogant prick, okay? Nor do I want to become that big of an arrogant prick. All right. Um, I have experience with Amish horse owners. It's unsettling. Uh, um, I'm gonna leave a link below to a video that I did. I think it's called Amish versus Horse Rescue. It will cover this a lot better and whatnot. But basically, I'm not. If I ever go bashing the Amish online, y'all call me out on it because the Amish are not allowed to go online and defend themselves. So if you were to see me punching someone in the face while they're zip tied to a chair, and I walk off with my nose stuck and say, "Yeah, I kicked his ass. I'm a man." Knock the shit out of me, you know. Um, so yeah, I'm not God. There again. I have friends that are Amish that do a outstanding, far better. Now, I would say 99% of people that leave negative comments about Amish, I would bet money they do a far better job than those people leaving comments when it comes to their animals. Are there really shady Amish out there? Yep, I think so. None of my business. I don't really hang around a whole lot of people that really mistreat their animals, so I don't really see a lot of it. It's not That's not my business, and so I don't tend to just go and hang out with people that abuse their animals a whole lot. I don't just go and just whether that's Englishmen, whether that's Amish, whether that's whoever, or whatever discipline or whatever size or type of animal. I just don't spend a lot of time around that. Nor do I go online. Everyone's sending me messages and stuff like, "Oh, have you seen this? Have you seen this?" That whatever. I never go and look at like abusive animals or whatever. Why in the world would I do such a stupid thing? Do you want to go around in life and look at all the bad stuff every single time? There's too much good stuff. There's too much. There's too much people who do a better job than me. There's too much for me to learn and improve and do better in. There's too much good things going on to spend my time walk around and looking. The Bible says a fool compares himself to a fool. If you gotta go around and look at people that are really screwing up to make yourself feel better about yourself, there's probably something really messed up about you. Compare yourself against the best. Compare yourself against people that are doing an outstanding job. Compare yourself then. That's what you should do. Why? It's just baffling to me. So that's my rant. Um, y'all have a great one. Thanks for hanging around. Take care.